And hello everybody again, welcome to the stream. In this video I'm just gonna show you how to totally make the paladin the way Fist of Heavens is now. Totally overpowered. I mean, okay, this guy just wants a token. They all want a token. This is how it's done. Completely overpowered build, which I mean, the paladin now, if he only goes for Fist of Heavens, which he can, he instant deletes the entire screen. Instant delete 2 or 3 Fist of Heaven strikes. So where is my paladin diadem on the head? First things first, you don't need this anymore. It's a good helm, but you don't need to go for this. You don't need. When you swap in melee, you got this 35% damage reduced. You don't need to increase this with this one, the rock stopper, because you'll not be in melee that much. So you don't need this. So let's go. Where is it? I had the plus. Did I move it? I think I moved it. Or this is, yeah, this is it. Okay, now this of course needs to be a little bit better. It's not about the faster cast rate, it needs some resistances, some life. It's got life, but more life and mana, or just some resistances, some attributes. The +2 and 10 faster cast rate, it should be like, it's fine, but it could be like a 20 faster cast rate. It's not gonna be bad. So I'm gonna just put this here, the +2 for the +2, and let's go now visit the skills again. Like I said, one on each skill here. Now this is gonna be 10, that's right, 10 on each. Passive and active. You can't have both at the same time. You're either gonna be passive or active. Now this goes up to like 11, restore plus 99%. Okay, and radius 24 yards. This is radius, okay, this is radius 36 yards. Just 1 point here. All even on meditation, because this isn't about much there. Now on vigor, it's not gonna be 15. It's gonna be 10 points on vigor, not 15. 10 hard points. On offensive auras, it's gonna be 10 hard points on blessed aim, not more. 1 on everything else here in offensive auras. I want this for the passive bonus to attack rating. Just 10 points, and for the synergy, of course, with. Let's go now, combat skills. The Blessed Hammer. Only 1 hard point in it. Only 1 hard point in it. The rest you're gonna get from soft points. And you will only be using, I mean, not only, sorry, you will mostly be using combat skill charms as well as some offense skill charms. You don't need the defensive auras charms much. They are useful, but not a priority. Now inventory, as you see, I got this +2, you need a +2 helm, +2 to combat skills, paladin, caster, ring bow, and +2 to all skill would be much better with 20 faster cast rate or more resistances, some attributes. Anyway, the Hand of the Blessed Light, because like I said, I won't be spamming anything. I won't be spamming hammers or what is the other thing? The Fist of Heavens and Holy Bolts. I will just casting them normally. The Herald of Zakarum that I got, that I have to upgrade it, of course. haven't, but I have to. At some point I will. I mean, I don't care really. Now, Guardian Angel or an Enigma. I go for Guardian Angel for the faster block rate and 20% increased chance of blocking, attack rating, plus to all maximum resistances, so I get 95% all resistances. We can reach this. If I use this, we get this 95%. Now, currently I'm using Conviction, but you swap auras. Immortal King's belt and gloves, though Extimus has a very good build with Trangul's gloves, belt and helm for the fire and the mana regeneration. So Extimus got a good build working there. The fire, this is just for a friend, the Trangul's armor and other items. The fire ball and the firewall, as well as that you get with the 3 pieces of Trangul's, as well as some energy regeneration and faster cast rate with these gloves. Now I'm using a Dwarf Star, as well as which I don't need, and a Ravenfrost. The Ravenfrost I need. I don't need the Dwarf Star. I'm not gonna be absorbing any fire damage unless I do Ubers, and against Ubers I may be needing Azurath as well to absorb lighting, or a Whisper, or something that absorbs lighting, source of lighting absorption, but we'll get to that. And these boots, these are very useful boots. I need them for the poison resist, because I need to have some poison resist. Of course, if this rolls ethereal, it would be ideal, but they aren't ethereal, sadly. They have repair, auto repair. Right. Now, on the swap, I'm using Cypher's hammer, though I should be using what's this? I don't have it in here. This Stonecrusher, the mallet. It's a very damage plus 10. This is like the modifier of it adds to smite in general, to other spells, that the plus damage here adds damage. Oops, as you see, this adds damage, 20 to 45 doesn't add, but this one adds another modifier to smite. I need this, but I don't have the strength to use it. Or do I have the strength to use it? Oh, I have the strength to use it. Why wasn't... I think I was scared that I wasn't using it because of the case if I die. This is a full mode, not much high attack rating. Okay, lighting resist. Oh yeah, this gives huge lighting resistance. This doesn't, but it gives strength and 40% chance of crushing blow. So I'll better skip this for the time being. This is the weapon of choice when I go melee. Now you tell me why I don't use this when I go Vengeance. Because I don't use Vengeance to kill off the enemy. I use it to freeze him when I go Vengeance. As you see, I use this to freeze it and do tons of elemental damage. Not really, I don't really bother. It's got pretty good damage. Of course I haven't upgraded, but I guess I don't care much. In general, Vengeance, I use it to freeze the enemy rather than the cold length, and deal some elemental damage considerably, rather than kill. Though I do need some more strength in some more strength in it. But anyway, this is mostly my zeal damage, because the plus damage doesn't work with Vengeance as well. Though this is a good damage, and the crushing blow also doesn't, or the deadly strike doesn't work with Vengeance, and crushing blow also doesn't work with Vengeance, because this also reduces mass under hit by 100. Maximum monster defense is 1000 or 1500, I think. So this, with Zeal, it's gonna reduce monster defense into 0 effectively. So I don't need Conviction when I go with this, or or even fanaticism. I could just use what is this? Sanctuary. Yeah, I could just use sanctuary if the target is an undead. Completely removes the physical resistance. It's like an amplified damage, only works on undead. But what did I have? I have this. Anyway, so this is my melee weapon when I go Zeal to kill the bosses. I mean, elite pack bosses, champions. Apart that, I am ranged. So back to my blessed, my caster. Yeah. So at the moment, like I said, I save 5 points from this, which is gonna be 10 only. I save 5 points from this, we'll get it just one at the moment, and just one hard point here on Blessed Hammer because it doesn't give any synergy. So with the soft points, it's gonna get at the level 14, 15 around there. So this level is gonna be pretty good for the support it gets from the concentration aura. Look at this damage.
Not until.
It's gonna be close there. Alright. And I don't need to run conviction all the time. I just need to have it to help my ranged allies which deal spell damage. Cold, lightning, fire. It doesn't work on poison. Only lower resist works with poison. So one hard point here. Like I said, this 10 points, this 9 points remaining will go into this, so it's gonna be 10. And the way I have my points now is gonna be one hard point. It's gonna be 10 hard points here, no more. And I'm gonna get into where I'm gonna put the currently remaining around 10 points. As you see, this is one because I needed to hit, and it's got pretty good boost from vigor. Doesn't need might for the time being. So here is when might, because this isn't just a solo meleeing guy. Now my remaining points will go either to Holy Bolt to reach 10 level, so it synergizes with these Holy Bolts which now hit everything. I will still be casting Hammer as I was when I got into the middle of the combat, casting some hammers, around me, and swapping into, as well as from range, hitting with the Fist of Heavens. And Holy Bolt is a leader killer. It kills the enemy, the single Holy Bolt shot. He hits the enemy elite leaders, not really Diablo and the bosses. And then I just charge on them and finish them off with melee. As like I said, I swap to this. You need it has a lot of it has some micro of weapon swapping against the leaders usually. I'm not gonna be dealing with regular mobs with in melee. It takes huge time, no needed. But against the leaders, just swap, to finish them off really. With basically with the charge, I charge with this gear and then I swap with GL and sacrifice with this. So, and I still have more points to go, in which I could either put on Blessed Hammer. I could if I want to, but it's not my first choice. Though because I will still be casting it, I won't be just using Holy Bolt and Fist of Heavens. Which now, if you go full Fist of Heavens and Holy Bolt, it just deletes, nukes the entire screen. All the mobs get killed really fast. They don't stand a chance. It's just you're gonna cast it a couple of times, 2 or 3 times or 4, and they're gonna all be dead. But now many say this isn't working on every place. True, it's not working on every place, but like I said, it's totally broken. Now the rest points, they can either go to wherever we want basically, but they can either go to like Blessed Hammer, or they can go to Redemption, because I'll be using the Sacrifice as well, which gets a damage boost. Or they can either go to Conviction for the, because I will be using a mix of combat skill charms as well as offensive aura charms. Maybe some points here, maybe some points in Holy Shock, but I don't advise it. I wouldn't put any points in any hard points in Holy Shock, because I don't care about much about the lightning damage of the Fist of Heavens, though it is it's decent to go with it. In fact, I wouldn't put not even a single point in Holy Shock. No, myself, not my choice, to boost it. So no point in just getting just a plus 7%. Not much gain. I could put some more points in concentration, like in order to increase further the half damage of hammers, or thorns are a good level currently at this point, if I want to use them whenever I want to. 140 damage, 200. Okay, so this gives more damage to the party at the same level. This gives more damage to me, but this gives also attack rating. This gives just damage, 210, but has the same radius as might. Okay, if it has the same radius as might, this one and this one, and they both give damage, well, there should be a change to might. It should get more plus damage. Definitely in the next patch, it's gonna need a further boost in the damage it gets, because it only gets damage, no uninterruptible attack or attack rating that this gives. So let's say its level should give kinda higher damage, I guess, even than Fanaticism as well, to your damage. This should get higher, even higher than Concentration, because Concentration increases the damage of hammers as well, while Might is just for damage, so Might should get a buff in the next patch. That's what they should have done. Like now, for I guess Might, Fanaticism gives at this 11 points, gives 220 damage. Might should be giving, this gives 210, Might should be giving 300% plus damage at this level of that I am. They are all equal. 300 around plus and even more percent damage, because Might is just damage, it doesn't have any other perk. So some points in the Might, let's say it gets like this, if it gets fixed, adjusted into something much better than what it is now, because it's kinda useless now. Then some points into Might for wherever I want to use it, for the skill itself, as well as for this, it synergizes with charge. So it should be good to fix it, to make it like now give 3 plus 300 around damage, bypassing the Concentration as well as the Fanaticism, because it's just damage, no other perks. And it would pay to synergize with, to invest some hard points, because it also synergizes with Vigor as well as with Charge. So it's gonna be a good investor. Vigor, Might points and Blessed Aim. But you get, like I said, it's gonna be put more, and might should definitely give more enhanced damage, like 300 plus at level 11 that it is now, for example. So it's gonna be gonna be giving a lot of damage. Yeah, that's a very good sense really to happen. Sadly, it didn't happen because they went for a more oversimplified approach. They said, okay, let's just give huge buffs bonus to Holy Bolt and Fist of Heaven, and now just the Paladin is worthless to play, totally brainless, just deletes the entire screen. The Hammerdin wasn't broken, he was just with full gear, he was very strong, that's what it was. I didn't have a problem with it. The gameplay was fine with it. So anyway, like I said, the remaining points now, considering all these changes, could go to, after 10 points in Blessed Dem as well, so could go to Might, or could go to some Conviction points, Fanal, some whatever you wanna use. Like, you could even put points on Defiance in order to boost the whole shield, but I wouldn't advise that, not my thing. To Prayer to increase you, because you do need to use Prayer, the skill itself, and the reason is you do need to heal the party, not just wasting potions, but it is a good healing boost. So with the synergy with Holy Bolt, it pays. Holy Bolt here, it pays to invest some points on Prayer, because you're gonna heal, like, let's say 10 points. Well, I don't know how much it's gonna be, like 20 plus heals. So this is gonna be good, and consider that you stack also the items with this plus heal, with items that give plus healing, which means you get a lot of plus in your life replenishment. You aren't based on potions or life steal, but you also need to use this, so you get huge advantages. Yeah, that's how they need currently. That's how it is, and the build works even better now because you get to spread your points. You don't need to put any hard points in. Just one hard point on Blessed Hammer, rest goes from soft, and the Holy Bolt damage is because it doesn't synergize with Holy Bolt and Blessed Hammer anymore, so you get to save points to spread them to other sources of damage, other skills, which means you got more options of ways in dealing damage and being effective in battle, as well as healing your teammates. So in a sense, well, they completely made the Paladin overpowered, like instant nuking the entire screen, and the Holy Bolt's piercing, like I said, the Holy Bolt should only connect with undead, and they should just ignore the demons. They pierce through demons and pierce through players healing them. Should only connect with the undead. Now it's completely broken, and the way that I develop this build now, it becomes totally. Why am I now bigger? Let's zoom in so you get a quick look. We didn't get this option back in the day of Classic. So we are. It's totally broken. Just instant kills the entire screen, like. Nothing. This is totally broken thing, and this build became even more effective now. It's even more effective if you look at it, because this isn't going for only Fist of Heavens. Now it's easier for me to utilize more sources. The hammers, like I said, are still gonna to be useful, cast around me in the middle of the battle. Then, when I charge to certain positions in the map, like. When there is an opening, I just charge there, cast the hammers stun, recover animation the mobs, cast a lot of them, then just cast Holy Fist of Heavens to finish them off, to add the damage of the hammers, because the hammers will keep spinning, And then I just zeal the boss. The rest of the team hits the rest mode bombs as they do. You've seen on other runs, and still everything gets killed much easier. I mean, they can. Okay, let me say this adjustment. They should only make the undead, like I said, the holy ball connect hit damage only the undead. Pierce the ignore the demon types, and by pierce the players, then pierce the players and demons and everything else, killing the players as it already does. Holy ball should only damage undead. Apart that, they can leave. Okay, maybe they didn't want the synergy with Blessed Hammer and Holy Ball because Holy Ball could be hit so hard. Okay, they can leave that, but they should buff Might in order to give. It should give at this level around 300 damage, because it's just damage. It's not attack rating or interruptible or anything else. Now I know this is more damage than the party damage. The party damage here is higher, but and this is just damage. This one gives also to the party attack rating, but it definitely needs a buff, because this difference is 110 and this is 140. 30% damage isn't much. I mean, it could give around 180, let's say, the might at this level, whereas this is just at 200, but it is no, it's definitely, this should definitely go up to like 300 at this level, around there. This is 210. Okay, this could be around 280 plus, around 300. Like I said, it definitely needs a buff because it just damages, no other perk. Because this 20% chance uninterruptible is a good number, is a huge number, because many attacks, it affects all the attacks of the party, of the summons, all. So it's a huge perk. So this is definitely gonna, like, if this is like 290, 300 around there at this level, and so on, damage would still scale. It would be a good one to have active from time to time when it's needed. Now it's just there. You just put 1 point, completely ignore it after that, unless you're gonna go for maxing the synergies with charge, which you should. But like I said, it needs to have its own thing. So the plus damage, like higher to this, like 300 are out there. As I said, it's a good chance to do in the paladin. So this way the paladin is it's totally killing everything around. Let me set my damage at this point. Holy ball damage is at level 27 with soft points 331, damaging everything, demons and undead, which means because it's gonna be tons of holy balls struck, the damage of this deal, this would be like not 10, it's gonna be, how many? It's like 30 holy balls all around, 50 or 40 around there, so multiply this by 40. This holy ball damage is magic damage, which there is no much magic damage immunities. In Chaos Sanctuary there is no magic damage immunities, except if there is a boss or something. If there is a boss, really, a unique, a pack, elite pack boss, or the Seal Guardian if it's spawned with this perk, which rarely happens. So this is for single targeting them, definitely pays off, and finishing them off with when I show up. Look my attack damage with this weapon. This is normal attack damage. If I use Zeal,
Not here.
it gets
Not here. Not in town.
the lowest the maximum becomes the
Not here.
higher, and
Not
this
here. Not in town. Not here.
like 2k
Not
around.
in town.
Consider this is
Not
one
in
hit,
town.
which means this gets multiplied
Not in town. Not in town.
multiplied
Not
by
here. Not
5
here.
because it's 5
Not in
hits.
town.
Charge
Not
is
here.
huge
Not here.
and can get consecutively
town.
on against the boss.
Not here.
Sacrifice is
Not in
huge.
town. Not in
Sacrifice
town.
is huge,
Not in town.
which only costs life. Like I said, now
Not here. Not
vengeance
here.
damage is huge
Not in
also with
town.
this weapon. I
Not
don't need
here.
to have my other weapon around. If I want to use it to hit, to kill, I get to use it, swapping the aura.
Not here.
It doesn't show now the difference.
Not in town.
Let's use now. And the conversion. I do need the flash to convert with this setup, this swap weapon, which is 70% chance to convert without the war cry from the barb. With the war cry from the barb, it gets around 74, I think. Huge chance to converting the Seal Guardian minions to finish off to weaken the boss, doesn't have to wound anyone, and then finishing off the boss easy, then killing the converted ones. It lasts 16 seconds, so it's good duration. So guys, now the paladin is, I mean, this change was good, but the Holy Ball change made him completely broken. I mean, they could remove the synergy with the Blessed Hammer if they wanted it, but they should have kept Holy Bolt undead only. That's the thing. Besides, in Chaos Sanctuary, the 2 of 3 Seal Guardians, Vizier and the Seize, are undead. Infector is the only demon, so it pays off to be this way. It's not a waste of time, and there is huge of undead in the Chaos Sanctuary. The undead horrors that are the Doom Knights and Oblivion Knights and Abyss Knights till you get there, I mean. And the Stormcasters, whatever they're called, Stranglers, I think they're called Stormcasters. These are 2 of the 3 variants you face in the Chaos Sanctuary. The other one is the Venom Lords, which are demons, so 2/3 of Chaos Sanctuary are undead. So it's not it's not limited at all. You hit the 2/3 of Chaos Sanctuary with Holy Bolts, and the Blessed Hammer here, it deals extra damage to the undead, as you see, plus 50% damage to the undead. So this
Not in town.
This gets
Not here.
increased by
Not in
50%.
town.
50% is like
Not in
800,
town.
so it becomes
Not in town. Not in town.
2,500 to
Not in town.
2,600 around there. So there was no reason for this change to hold. I hope it gets fixed in 2.5. I hope it gets fixed in 2.5, definitely I hope that. Be returned to just damaging undead. Apart from that, it can stay as it is, the skill tree. With the changes, like I said, might increasing the damage more than concentration, like this is 210, so this should be around 320, 280 at this level. They are same level at the moment. They can fix the numbers. I don't know exactly the numbers, how they changed. And Also the combat skill, the sacrifice damage to self should be solid 8%. It shouldn't change because it's now a no-brainer. You're just gonna sacrifice in melee range, then it was not zeal it or charge it. No, it should be around. It should be 8%, which was all during all this time. It was solid because the reason is not that it was weak. It was you need to know when to use it. You need to pick the right timing. You won't just spam it. It's not when you are out of energy. It is just on the right timing. Besides, you get to use potions like these potions, rejuvenation. You just instantly restore life for the healing potions, the super healing potions. Get cured, and now look at my stats, guys. As I said, I have vitality, but as well as I have energy. Now I could have 100 energy hard points, not 150, but or 130. Yeah, that's definitely a good case, but you do need some energy points as paladin. The barbarian doesn't need any energy points, no. On him, he doesn't, but as paladin, you do need, because you are a caster as well. Same for the sorcerers. Sorcerers that players just ignore energy, they do need energy. In fact, sorcerers don't need vitality, all they need is items with +2 health, like a Seiko, a +60 health belt, stuff like that. They need +2 health, they don't need vitality points at all. This Seiko is useful for the sorcerers. And this is 200 vitality for the time being. Well, now currently I was going to put like 110, 120 strength. I know I don't need it, but I would put it. And like 100 dexterity. Vitality remains the same. Energy remains at this point, this level. So this is the new, how this build changes. And it becomes, we got to use tons of potions, so this should definitely be a solid 8% damage to self. It shouldn't be, it should be changed to back what it was, 8% damage to self, solid, not get reduced by the levels. I only have 1 point in, let's look at this, just 1 point in, 1 point in hard point in zeal, the rest I get from soft points. I mean, the attack rating, look at this when I go to melee, -2 monster defense per hit, and -25 target's defense. I can use conviction, reduce the monster defense effectively to 75%. Hit it with this, remove it completely, reduce it a lot, I mean, until completely removed, I guess. I don't know, it's gonna be 0, yeah, it gets up to 0 defense. And then swap to fanaticism or sanctuary if it's an undead, to finish off the mob with 0 defense, because this is an amplified damage. And I don't think this stacks, the amplified damage of sanctuary stacks with the crepify. It just gets -100%. No, it's just the maximum. Sorry guys, hold on a second. So it is just the maximum. Get to swap your auras. So this way, this paladin build, it became even more, much stronger. And the thing is, it's a no-brainer anymore. It's not any meaning of just there's no, how can I put it, it's a no-brainer anymore. It's no totally broken. I mean, just instant deleting the entire screen. That was never intended by the developers and when they made Diablo, and that's why it was like this for all these 20 years. It's just now a no-brainer, instant nuking the entire screen. No, there's no point in it. Now, what they could do, because I was discussing it, they could make Holy Bolt deal like 30%, 25% damage to demons and full damage to the undead, which is something I totally disagree. I came up with the idea when we were saying what we can do to keep the Holy Bolt damaging demons as well. Well, in this case, they should just make it deal less damage, like deal only 33%, let's say, 1/3 damage to demons, but that's not the way they should do it. They should just remove the damage to demons. And about piercing, it pierces demons ignoring them, pierces players healing them, and it only connects with the undead. That's what they should do. The next patch, as well as fix the sacrifice, 8% solid damage to self, increase the might damage to, like, at this level, like I said, 300 plus. I don't know if this scales, like, how much does it scale? Let me, 210. Okay, if I remove this, what's the damage now? 180, 110. It gets +2. Isn't it 15%? Yeah, 15%. Well, in this case, this should get like 25% plus damage. Might should get plus 25% damage. This remains at 15%, and this remains at what it is, its current value. Because you won't be using an aura. Auras aren't supposed to be used. You just pick one and use it. You are supposed to switch between auras, and that's why I also said another thing we need. Let me go to control. See this skill up to 16. The skills hotkeys, it's up to the player. It should be, I don't know, like up to 50 skills. How can I put it? Up to 30 skills hotkeys, even if you don't use them. We need some more hotkeys for the skills, even if we don't use them. That's what we need. Like I said, up to 40, just a number now, I don't know. But we need more because, for example, I do want to use Holy Freeze sometimes, and I can only select it by pressing K and selecting it. So only by pressing K and selecting the other skills that I can't link. I already do this with Holy Shield, which is, it's you know, kinda micro-intensive, selecting the skill and then casting it. So it's the same thing here. I just select the Holy Phrase, whatever I need it, then swap into radius, I guess, do something else. My hotkey, you have to do it this way. Same for the thorns, for example. But you do want to use them from time to time. Currently they just have bots replace the players. That's wrong. You don't replace players with bots. So this should give us more hotkeys available. It's optional if the player wants to use them. No one is forcing you to use them. Just have them there. If someone wants to use them, he will be able to do so. I guess it's gonna be hard because there is tons of crashes with the new patch. So guys, this is how this build evolved with this patch, and it became much stronger. And when I say I don't need we have the storm shield. This damage reduced percentage is good enough from a single item. You don't need any other damage reduced source. You won't be only if you are, unless if you are a melee-oriented character mostly. So thanks all for watching, guys. What is this? What do you have here? Oh, you have this shield with me. It's a 9% damage reduced. One of the best faster hit recovery shield. One of the best shields for either Assassin or Amazon, mostly. For a barbarian, it's also useful. This faster hit recovery is very useful if he fights other like a Zeal, a melee character. If he fights a melee character, this is definitely useful. What's this? Oh, that's a spirit. Okay, what's this? That's like I was saying, the life replenish. This stacks with healing aura, and you get healed huge stones. It's not just from the healing aura, so it's plus 12. And what's the healing aura? Now it's plus 12, it's plus 24, but this is gonna get much higher if you with more points in it, if you wanna go some synergy with healing with holy bolt. So, and these plus items, life replenishment, are very useful for player versus player as well, because you are not allowed to use potions there, but you can have life replenishment gear, so you get healed huge. And even in battle, it's like having drinking potions instantly all the time, having one potion active all the time, which is great. So guys, thanks all for watching. This is how this build evolved into this patch, when this patch hits, until we get something new. But you know, like totally broken, man, totally broken. So thanks all for watching, be well, having fun, and see you in the next cast.